Dalet Seif Beis, the second. En Solim Batal Ubeita או בשר על גבי גחלים, אלא כפי שיצלם מבעוד יום, משני צדדיו, כמאכל בין דרוסאי שהוא חצי משולו. We have a difference over here between the first sinner and the second sinner. There's a difference between when he actually puts the food that touch the coals or it doesn't touch the coals. According to the Mechaber, that's the Beis Yosef, if it touches the coals, so then it depends. If it was cooked, kemachal bedusel means, or it should be half cooked. Machal bedusel means that those people that actually used to, be up at night and who knows, rob or whatever it is, so they eat it because they're quick. They have to run, they have no time to cook it. So that's the minimum of cooking. It's half cooked, so they can eat it and run away. So if it's cooked that way, it means you still can eat it. So generally, it's half cooked, and with the oven, it can be made by third way cooked. It doesn't have to be half cooked; it could be even less than that. So if you actually put it on top of coals, egg, or onion, even though onion, you can eat it alone. You don't have to cook it. But still, it's more better when you cook it, so you're interested to cook it. So then, you're not allowed to put it actually according to the Mechaber on top of coals. Why? Because since it touched the coals, we're afraid maybe it's going to touch the coals, and like this, it's going to be fired because of that. But what happens if you have, a besar gdi, or let's say chicken, something that, that it's easier to be cooked. Even that, we still say that since it's actually on the coals, has to be cooked kemachal ben rusei. It has to be cooked a certain way that you could, eat it, at least the minimum cooking in order to be eaten. But if it's cooked, most of it, as we said, so then for sure it's allowed. We're not chosh because then it's already cooked, so you can eat it. So if you just store it, it touches the coal, it's just going to ruin the meat. So that's why it's allowed to put it in time. That's the mechanic. Now, what happens if it's on the side of the coals? So then already we learned, so that's considered even in a case like that of onions, or we said, since we're afraid that maybe it'll coals, it'll touch it, so then it's forbidden. But if it doesn't touch the coals, this is when it touches the coals, but it doesn't touch the coals, so then if it's chicken or something that gets cooked right away, so then there's no problem, even if it's close to Shabbos, because why? We're not afraid it's going to touch it, because if you touch it, they're going to make it black. You don't want it. It's going to ruin it. But if it's meat of an ox, something that needs to be cooked well, and the more you cook it, it's always better, so then it has to be cooked before the day. It has to be completely cooked. Cold soap. And then you're allowed to put it close to the coals. Because when you put it close, we're afraid that it's always going to touch the coals, and like this, because it's not going to ruin the meat. Because it's always good. As much as it's cooked, it's always better. That's the Ramon. The Mechaber says, doesn't make a difference if he puts it on the coals or he puts it close to the coals. It doesn't make a difference if it's chicken or it's real meat. Doesn't make a difference. Always has to be ready. Kemachal ben drosoy. To be that it's cooked, that you can eat it the minimum. Now, if it's in the tanur, and if it's an oven, that depends. If it's closed with teeth, it's closed it, so it reminds you. So then it's allowed because you're not going to you're not going to open the lock in order to put it because the lock is there to remind you, don't touch it. Yeah? But that's according to the Ramon. According to the Mechaber, yeah, it's still going to be, if you put it up in cold, it will be forbidden. But if it doesn't have a lock, it's just closed but doesn't have a lock, so then it depends. If it's, so we said according to the Ramon, it's going to be allowed like chicken, something that's cooked. And why? Because if you open it, the wind is going to ruin the meat. It's going to ruin the chicken because it's not so strong. That's why we're not afraid. It was like to eat good food. You don't like to eat something that's not good. That's why you'll make sure that you're not going to open the door. So now let's put it inside. Yeah? אין צולים בצל, ביצה או בשר גבי גחלים, אלא כדי שיצלה מבעוד יום. משני צדדיו, in the two sides, כמאכל בדרסוי שהוא חצי בשול. That's half of cooking. ואפילו בשר גחלים, that it's easy, it cooks right away. כיוון שנח על גבי גחלים, אינו חושש, אלא שיצלה מהירה. אף על פי שיתחרך. אם ככה, שמן is afraid of what? That maybe you'll touch the coals, and then we're afraid in Shabbos will be a problem in Mavit. But the minute already was cooked, was already cooked enough. We're not afraid, maybe he's going to touch the coals, and he's going to want to make sure the fire is going to run up. With strong meat. If it's good to eat, why is he going to touch it? It's ready.